Contrary to what most people believe, the Israeli-Palestine conflict has not been going on for thousands of years. The conflict only started during World War I because of British and French strategic interests in the Mediterranean Sea. This was a major trading route. The Mediterranean Sea gave whoever controlled it access to India. The British Empire sought to control the Mediterranean trading route, and for this reason it was necessary to control the Suez Channel. But the presence of the Ottoman Navy based in the Levant was a direct threat to British interests. So the British and the French decided to divide the Middle East into smaller entities and countries to make it impossible for the Ottoman Empire to control them all. And during World War I, they implemented this idea. One of the Ottoman provinces was Ottoman Syria, which included the modern countries of Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Israel. This province was divided by the British and the French in the secret Sykes-Picot Agreement. Basically, these two empires drew a line from between Mosul and Baghdad to Mount Hermon to the sea in the west. The French controlled the north and the British controlled the south. To prevent the rise of any future regional power, the region was even further divided. Longtime French allies, the Maritime Christians, received their own piece of land. The predominant maritime region of Syria was turned into a separate country, and it was named after Mount Lebanon, the topographical characteristic of the region. Now, prior to this, Lebanon had never before existed as an independent state. Its main reason for unity was religious demography. The British were allied with several Arab tribes and clans, and they had made conflicting promises to various players. The most important British ally was the Hashemite people, who were the rulers of the Hejaz region in the Arabian Peninsula. But neither the British nor the French intended to keep their promises, and instead played all the smaller players against each other. And when the secret Sykes-Picot Agreement was published by the newly established Soviet Union, it caused turmoil for the region. By 1900, the Saudi clan had launched a reconquest of the Arabian Peninsula from Kuwait. By 1925, the Sauds gained control over the eastern and central parts of the peninsula and established the Third Saudi State, which would eventually become modern-day Saudi Arabia. So the Hashemites had lost the peninsula to the Sauds. But by then, the British had given the Hashemite clan two new kingdoms, one in Iraq and another kingdom to the north of the Arabian Peninsula. To be more exact, to the north of the eastern side of the Jordan River. The Hashemites were centered on the town of Amman, and this region was renamed Transjordan, which basically means the other side of the Jordan River. After the British Empire withdrew in 1948, this land became Jordan and remained under the rule of the Hashemite clan and their people. But the native people of Jordan were still ethnically the same as the people on the other side of the Jordan River. That's why even today some politicians say that Jordan is actually Palestine because they are the same nation. As for Western Palestine, European Jews had been moving into this region under Ottoman rule since the 1880s. They joined relatively small Jewish communities that had existed there for centuries. This movement was part of the Jewish national movement, also known as the Zionist movement. They sought to create a Jewish state in the region. European Jewish settlers raised funds and purchased lands from landlords in Cairo and elsewhere who had gained ownership of the land under the Ottomans. The landlords sold the land out from under the feet of the local Arab population, thereby dispossessing them. From the Jewish point of view, this was a legitimate acquisition of land. From the perspective of the local Arabs, this was a direct assault on their livelihood, as the majority of the Arabs were evicted from their lands. So it began first as a real estate transaction and winded up as partition, dispossession, and conflict.